here's a heads up. We're going to be thinking a little bit about Halloween, okay? So let me ask you a question. Does anyone know what Halloween means? All Hallows Eve. Well done. Do you want to tell us what All Hallows Eve is? Do you know?
It's the night before Hallows.
Yeah, it's the night before Hallows. Okay. So All Halloween is All Hallows Eve, or Hallows Eve. A bit like Christmas Eve is the night before Christmas. Hallows Eve is the night before Hallows Day. Okay. Does anyone know? So if you think about it, really the big deal is Hallows Day rather than Hallows Eve, isn't it? Like Christmas Day is the big day, Christmas Eve is the lead into it, right? So, but we tend to celebrate, people tend to celebrate Halloween, okay? But does anyone know what the word hallow means? No, it's not evil. It's a good guess. No, it sounds a bit like hollow. Anyone know what hallow means? Have you ever heard this expression? Hallowed ground. Have you ever heard that expression? Maybe not. Yeah, you've heard that? There's a clue there to what it means. Hallowed, basically hallows is hallow is another word for saint. Basically, that's what it means. And a saint, anyone know what a saint is? Right? Okay, so you're learning stuff this morning. A saint, often people might think it's a really special person. Actually, a saint is just what the Bible calls someone who follows Jesus. So if someone who follows Jesus is a saint. And Hallows means saints. And Hallows Day is Saints' Day, or All Saints' Day. And what it means is this. All Saints' Day is the day when it represents the day when the saints, or God's people, have victory. Okay? Victory over what? Well, over the night before. You see, the night before is the evening before All Saints' Day, and it's kind of like, you can think of it like this. It's when the powers of darkness have a good old, they're sort of let off the leash for the night, if I can put it like that. They want to make the most of the last night before the saints have their victory. Okay, that's really basically what Hallows Eve is, what it's about. It's an ancient church or Christian celebration, but it goes back further than even the Christian celebration. And it marks, as I said earlier, the end of the harvest season and the onslaught, as it were, the depths of winter, the darkest time of the year. And what people thought is, people got to thinking the darkest time, it's dark and dangerous, and they would fear certain things. Okay, so when people became Christians, they began to think about, this darkness that everyone fears, actually we're not afraid. I was just singing that something, I'm not once afraid of the dark. We're not afraid of darkness and all the evil that there is out there, because we're people that believe that in the triumph always of good over evil. And so what they did is they started to celebrate even on the evening before All Saints' Day. And what they were doing is they were kind of trivialising evil. Dressing up and trivialising evil. And what they were saying is like, all these things that people were once afraid of, they got no power over us. And then they would celebrate All Saints' Day the day after. So it was leading to All Saints' Day, the real celebration. And churches across the country still celebrate All Saints' Day. But what's happened is we have continued to celebrate that, generally, but forgotten what it was about. And that's what's happened. So now you've got people going out, they're dressing up, and they're doing trick-or-treat and all this other stuff, but no one really knows what the celebration is about. It's like the boat that's had their anchor cut from it, it's just drifting now, they're still doing the party thing, but they don't know that it's about this triumph of good over evil, and this defiance, really, of evil in the world. And so, for most people, it's really lost its significance. But here's the question that I want to ask us. Is it still significant today? Is it just that we've forgotten, but actually it's significant? And I want to tell you that it is. Because what happens at Halloween is, what we're sort of trivialising, which is fine to do, is the idea of ghosts and witches and all these other things. Sorry? Sorry? Clowns, yeah, scary clowns. Okay, yeah, so horrible clowns. So all these evil things, okay. Here's the question though. Is any of that real? Because when people used to celebrate Halloween, for them it was very real. For them it was a real celebration of something with substance, but for nowadays we tend to be pretty blasé about stuff. Is it real? Is there really ghosts and spirits and all this? Is all that real? That's the question. And what I want to say is this. For the Bible teaches that actually all that stuff is real. That there really is experiences that people have of ghosts and that kind of stuff. I remember when I was at school, I'm not recommending this to you, I'm doing the Ouija board, and I tell you, it freaked me out. I don't know if anyone had that kind of experience. Then when you get older, you kind of trivialise that. You go, oh yeah, it was just kids. But actually, there was something about it. And lots of people believe in all this stuff. And so you have people sometimes, and this is a sensitive thing, maybe this is relevant for you, if you've lost a loved one, perhaps people go and they visit spirit mediums to try and contact their loved one. The idea is that people that have gone, somehow they're still around. And this is where the idea of ghosts and that comes from. But let me tell you what the Bible teaches about that. The Bible teaches that the spiritual realm is very real, that there are evil spirits and there are good spirits. The good spirits, the Bible calls angels. Now, you've all heard of angels, but what you probably don't know is what the word angel means. It means messenger. That's what it means. They serve God. The evil angels, the Bible calls them demons. Okay? But the Bible knows no such thing as ghosts. And what it teaches and what we learn from the scriptures is that when we think that we're seeing a ghost or there's a poltergeist, there's some sort of ghostly thing affecting us in some way, or when people see mediums and think they're speaking to their loved ones, what the Bible would teach is that would only be evil spirits masquerading as our loved ones and that kind of thing. Now I know that might be a really sensitive thing for some of us, but here's why it's so important. Because the question is, why would evil spirits do that? And here's the reason why. Because when we lose loved ones, what do we want more than anything else? It's to somehow be connected again, isn't it? To continue some kind of relationship. And this is why it's an evil and a wickedness. Because what they're doing is they're pretending, they're deceiving. Often people say, well, how can they know so many things about me? Well, the Bible teaches that evil spirits, they can see all what's going on in our lives. They know about our history. So they can easily know that stuff. And the reason why they would do that is because they want to keep something much better from us, that God has for us. And the much better thing is this: the thing that we long for, to be reconciled to loved ones, is something that we can have that is a tangible reality. By putting our trust in Jesus, what we get is a promise of resurrection. In other words, that we will live again on the earth and we will see our loved ones again. The reconciliation, it won't be through some medium and some words that come in and which gives a bit of comfort. It's going to be real embraces. The joy again of seeing family, friends who we thought were gone forever. That's the promise of God. And the evil spirits don't want you to know that. What they want you to do is to be hanging on to the hope or to something, the scraps, as it were, that we're thrown by a deception. Now, but is any of that true? That's a fair question, isn't it? Is any of that true? Well, here's how we can know that that is true. Because the promise of resurrection is guaranteed and sealed by Jesus and his own resurrection. The fact, and I use the word fact, the fact that Jesus was raised to life is the guarantee of a resurrection to come for all who will put their trust in him. The very thing that the powers of darkness don't want anyone doing. And in terms of the resurrection being a fact, there's some flyers at the back of the hall that will teach you and give you the information about how you can know that. But let me just say this. The only reason I believe that anyone would deny the resurrection, when you look at the evidence, is because they don't want to believe in that, rather than because the evidence doesn't lead to that. Does that make sense? In other words, if you've got an open mind, if you've already decided there's no such thing as God, there's no such thing as resurrections, then even though the evidence may point to that, you'll say, oh, that can't have happened because they don't happen. But if you start off with an open mind and say, well, maybe, if there is a God, maybe there is resurrections, then if you follow the evidence, it leads clearly to the resurrection of Jesus. And that resurrection of Jesus was the triumph, the ultimate triumph of good over evil, of life over death. And that is what God offers us. So as you come and celebrate and dress up with this Halloween and do all the things that you do, try and remember this, that actually there's something more than just a celebration that you're enacting. You're enacting the triumph, the trivialisation of evil, that it's lost its power to keep us from God, essentially. That's the celebration. And that because if we put our trust in Jesus, then we can know him and have this, what the Bible calls everlasting life. So remember that. That's what you're celebrating. And ask yourself the question, do I really know any of this? Have I ever actually found out about this stuff? Because I've been seriously looked at it to find out. To close with, this is what I want to say. For those of us that, which will probably be most of us, who have lost loved ones. The generation above us, they knew about this stuff. Your mum and dad and parents, they'll have learned about it all in Sunday school and at school, because that's what they used to teach people. And very often, and I know this from my own experience, as people come to their last days, their last moments in life, suddenly they begin to wonder, where am I going? And at that moment, very often, they'll pray, God, if you're up there, I want to put my trust in you. And that is the hope that we can have for all those that have gone before us. The hope for us is that if we put our trust in him now, we guarantee, as it were, that one day reconciliation, but not just to one another, to God and through Jesus himself.